only just begun.
Okay, we've been going for 3.5 hours this morning, and I'm the first person to mention the Hoff. So I'm going to start with I can't believe it. I'm going to start with a quick bit of trivia. So I'd like a show of hands, please. Which of these do you think came first? Knight Rider or Channel 4? Hands up if you think it was Knight Rider. Not so much. You're right. But it was very close. They came to our screens just 38 days apart, back in 1982, when Channel 4 was born, founded from the outset to be different. Because Channel 4 is owned by all of you, the British public. Our purpose is to champion alternative voices in society, to make programmes and take risks with our programmes that no one else does. Programmes that sometimes can stop us in our tracks, like 24 Hours in Police Custody did for me when I watched it on Monday night. We make our money from advertising, not to make a profit, but to reinvest it back in more programmes that make an impact with you. And it is for precisely these two reasons, being owned by millions of you and wanting to grow our revenues to make more programmes for you, that we've been exploring this ability to be more personalised. Defined, personalisation involves using technology to accommodate the differences between all of us. And Gogglebox, not only one of our biggest and a great show, Gogglebox to me is also an insightful reminder in just how differently we all are and the different ways in which we watch and engage with television. The theory goes that personalisation can cut through today's information overload, helping us make decisions, what to buy, what to watch, what to consume, faster and with more satisfying results. In Channel 4's case, we began 3 years ago, inviting you into a direct one-to-one relationship with us. And as Guy said, over 11 million of you have now chosen to do so. Today, the range of benefits and rewards that we offer you are increasingly tailored, the results of which that I will share are significant. Now, for marketeers, many of you in the room today, targeting offers efficiency and effectiveness. But personalisation can offer something unexpected. Two brilliant examples of which, from Coca-Cola and Burberry, I will show in a short while. Now, this isn't to underestimate the minefield that this area is, and some of the debate this morning has touched on it. But I've been leading Channel 4's CRM and data strategy for 3 years now, and I passionately believe that personalisation can be done right. So what I will set out today is my take on this new dawn, and let's face it, there have been a few false dawns, but this new dawn of personalisation, including why it can change consumer behaviour, how it can add commercial value, and what the limits are. Today marks the 10th year of the IAB Engage conference and a great opportunity to reflect on all that's happened since. But what change really happened in a decade? And in this decade in television, 4 years, what has happened so far and what do we think is still to come? So, along with the welcome birth of a whole new entertainment format that we call scripted reality that brings you The Only Way is Essex Ibiza and Made in Chelsea, New York, there are 3 major technologies that in television or the viewing of content that have now been adopted by the mainstream. Television has become integrated as a seamless experience in the home that integrates TV, on-demand and catch-up. A third of us have watched video on demand through the main TV in the last week. Tablets are pushing television devices into new rooms, new times of day, and new states of mind. 20% of children now watch TV on a tablet. and that's up a third year on year. And social media, in all its forms, is a mainstream thing, and 75% of 16 to 34-year-olds use social media while they were watching TV in the last month. And as a result, we have more choice of what to watch than ever before. We have more control over what to watch and increasingly where to view. And we have less need to plan in order to watch something we want to. And our viewing behaviour has changed in one significant respect as a result. Viewing occasions have shifted beyond live. 40% of viewing for Made in Chelsea now happens day 1 to 8 after the programme has aired. Drama has an even longer tail. 8% of viewing for our drama Fargo with Billy Bob Thornton happened in days 8 to 28. Now, underlying this is a mental shift from appointment to view. So 5 years ago, most of us held 3 or 4 appointments to view in our heads at any time. A firm plan to watch a certain programme at a certain date and time when it transmitted. And this has moved to a more nebulous decision to view. In my case, I haven't watched Educating the East End yet, but I will do at some point when I'm ready, and it will be available somewhere on some device when I want to do so. Now, clearly, live sports events and news are still more fixed, but outside of this, the linear transmission becomes the point of release, not necessarily the point of watching. Now, with all this choice of viewing and what and where to watch, it can be overwhelming for the conscious mind to deal with, particularly when the majority, and I'm afraid I've got to dispute Google and Eileen's stats from earlier, but the majority of the 4 hours of television that each of us, on average, watches every day is not consciously planned. So it's perhaps not surprising that when it comes to deciding what to watch, habit is still the single strongest driver of choice. And I should say that this comes from our research that's a month ago from 16 to 34-year-olds. So this is a young group. Conversation with family and friends are also powerful drivers, as is channel surfing and TV marketing. Social media is so far a smaller driver, but accounting for 2% of viewing decisions in our latest research. Now, because most TV viewing decisions are made subconsciously on autopilot, but we do pause occasionally to make a conscious choice. When something catches our attention, and we will, we refer to these 2 states as snorkeling and scuba diving. Most viewing decisions are done in the snorkeling mindset, with just a few programs causing deeper thought around watching, the scuba state. Viewers in the snorkeling mode rely heavily on habit. I always watch that. And familiarity. I know or I think I might like that. And in TV, we spend decades refining an ecosystem to help you decide what to watch. Channel brands, schedules, on-air continuity, trailers. But online, TV offerings, be it Netflix, YouTube, or 4OD, offer such huge archives that viewers can reach choice paralysis. A satirical website, The Onion, illustrates introducing Netflix's new Browse Endlessly plan that lets browsers browse all the titles and posters they want for just $5 a month without ever actually watching anything. Choice paralysis. So if habit and familiarity are still significant drivers to viewing, then knowing more about these on an individual basis can help us connect you better, not only to what you like, but also what you think you might like. Recommendations, promos, and direct communications all work to raise awareness of upcoming programs. And over the last 18 months, for us at Channel 4, these have become more tailored, and the improvement we see is significant. Personalised recommendations deliver double the video conversion rate than non-personalised recommendations. Targeted emails have open rates of 50% compared to 15% for non-targeted, and they double the click-through to view. And my favourite project that I call OMG You Remembered is just simple tweets. So we have 500,000 people on our database who've been moaning when a favourite series ends. We simply tweet them to tell them they come back. And this generates a really emotional response. Now, on a far grander scale, in January this year, Google acquired London-based artificial intelligence company DeepMind for a reported $650 million. And according to founder Demis Hassabis, one of their first projects post the Google acquisition, applying artificial intelligence to YouTube recommendations. We've also found that rewards can be very helpful in reinforcing habits. Active 4OD users who watch just one single online premiere are 30% more likely to still be as active 3 months later than those who didn't watch. And again, others see this. News UK shared a while back that Times subscribers who participate in one Times Plus event during a year are 70% less likely to churn. Now, results like these have given us the confidence to build on this further with All 4, the brand new digital home for all our Channel 4 content that will replace 4OD and launch early next year. And our ambition is that over time, the entire All 4 experience will become personalised, with the chance to enjoy more frequent and tailored rewards. Ultimately, the content that we will be presented with will be different for all of us. Now, targeting not only supports viewing choices, it can support advertising as well. Having launched demographically targeted advertising last year, more recently we've wanted to trial a stage further with personalisation. Done right, with care, personalised advertising can offer viewers something unexpected, a surprise that leaves them feeling good about the brand. Now, this element of surprise in our case is made possible because we're using first-party data, by which I mean information about you that you own and you control and that we can use with your permission. Now, Coca-Cola was the perfect first example. They wanted to target 16 to 34-year-olds with a new, unique brand creative and a personalised message. So we integrated their Share a Coke campaign with our first-party viewer database to allow consumers to unexpectedly see their own name revealed in the online ad, rather than just on bottles in shops. Simple, but it stood out. Ad recall was over 70%, and 59% of these claimed they did something as a result of seeing an ad. They talked about it, they sought out a bottle. The current global campaign from the My Burberry fragrance goes even further, from personalisation to purchase. Burberry created a customisable ad campaign to accompany its newest fragrance, which sees models Cara Delevingne and Kate Moss brought together for the first time. Our platform allows the creative to be constructed and delivered in real time using viewers' own data. So the execution you see only on 4OD sees the advert beginning with a message for you and ending with the My Burberry bottle having been pre-monogrammed with your own initials.
My Burberry, the new fragrance for women.
As the ad ends, you can click out to the Burberry.com website where this already customised bottle awaits. And then all it takes is one final click to confirm your purchase. Dispatched the next day and arriving the day after, engraved with my initials. This execution, I think, offers serendipity and a seamless end-to-end delivery. But when does personalisation and targeting get too much? This month's Wired magazine leads with My Identity for Sale, John Taysom mentioned it earlier, a considered but worrying account of the implications of our own profiles being widely sold and used online to filter what we see. And it ultimately concludes with the quote that decisions about what we see and buy and sign up for aren't made by us anymore, they were made long before. To me, this neatly describes the limit, that when instead of aiding choice, targeting has removed choice entirely. So there are 3 lessons I've learned along the way to help stay on the right side of this line. Firstly, get the value exchange right. When you sign up for a supermarket reward card, there's a deal being struck. I give you some information about myself, you analyse my shopping habits, and I get some money off. And for the 36 million of us who've used one of these in the last 3 months, that's considered a fair deal. So you have to think about what's in it for your consumer as well as what's in it for yourself before you start collecting or using data about them. And so Martin Sorrell said, experiment, we constantly trial and iterate this. Start with the end benefit and work back. People not in this space forewarn of collecting data for data's sake, but I find the experts in this space do the exact opposite. We don't collect, store, or analyse data that we don't need. By thinking of the end benefit first and then working all the way back from that, all the way back to what data to collect in the first place, you save a lot of time and money, and you can reduce your risk as well. Maintain trust, transparency, and choice. Or put simply, if you can't explain it to your customers, don't do it. We use Alan Carr to do this for us in our Viewer Promise video. And my guiding rule is if he can't explain it to you in a way that you can understand and act upon, we don't do it, regardless of the commercial potential. And maintaining choice. It's why we use first-party data, but also why we also allow for simple and fast opt-outs in the event that something's not to your liking. So, now, I'm no Darren Brown, and the art of making predictions is a fool's game, and I get asked to do it in my job all the time. And we've heard already, there are some absolutely game-changing potential things out there that many of the people in this room are working on that could change the path that we're on entirely. But if the emerging trends that we're seeing in the marketplace currently continue, then I suggest 3 thoughts. Firstly, viewing will rise. We've been working with Redshift Strategy Consulting recently, and our prediction is that the viewing of content, long form, short form, TV, on demand, on mobile devices, our viewing of that content is going to go up by 1 hour a week by 2020. And it's always been about great content that people want to watch. And people will watch it in that habitual snorkeling mindset, but also the scuba state too. Personalization will pervade. I believe passionately that personalization can be done right. By asking for permissions, by asking for permissions, you can avoid the creepiness factor. You can, without an invasion of privacy, a loss of free choice, or devoid of serendipity. But consumers will care a lot more about privacy than they do today. Edward Snowden said in his Channel 4's alternative Christmas message just last year, the best way for organisations to get personal information is to ask for it first. Trust and transparency will be essential, which is why I believe that of all the data princes, first-party data will be king. Thank you for listening. I'll be here for the rest of the day, so if you want to come grab me, I'll hopefully be the one smelling like Kate Moss and Cara Delevingne. Thank you.
Thank you, Jill. You've got some lovely personalised products there.
I have.
Well, very quickly, we've heard 50% of viewing online is video now, and mobile video advertising is growing at 200%. So do you feel that actually with the content that you have and mobile products getting slightly bigger with phablets and larger screens, that's not going to be a barrier to viewing longer form content?
No, I mean, we evolve our content, so we've recently launched short form content as well, because I do think that works particularly well on mobile devices. But no, it's important to be agnostic as to where your content is viewed. It's about a brilliant experience watching long form or short form content. Where that's viewed, on what device, you know, that's less important.
Exactly, spirit. Thank you very much, Gill, for coming today. Brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Gill Whitehead.
We've only just begun.